So thank you all. Thank you, the team, for all the work we are doing from the last months, because the communication started way before you were here, of course. That's why you all, I hope, received all the invitations and all the materials that we prepared for you together, all the group. So my name is Érica. I have a company called Maritaca, Divulgação Científica. That's Maritaca Science Communication. That's okay? No? Sorry. And me and my partner, Paula, that will be here next week, we work together with scientists from different places in Brazil to create products, communication products, to achieve some goals, let's say. And when we started to talk about what we want to talk here now, for me, it's it's not simple, it's complex, but it's one important thing. That's to define who is your target audience. That's something that we face in different projects, that we start to talk about what do you want, and usually scientists say, oh, we want to talk with the general public. Guys, general public, it's something that do not exist, okay? With whom exactly you want to talk? Because this public has different ways to inform themselves, and to inform themselves for different things. One thing is when you want to know something about anything. Let's say, oh, I love to watch some TV show to know more about trees and traveling, things like that. The another thing is how you inform yourself to make decisions. And when we talk about transdisciplinarity and transformative change, we are talking about making decisions. Decisions that are for the community, or decisions that are for ourselves. But make decisions. And with whom we talk, your target audience talk, or read, or watch to make these decisions. What are the channels that are important for them? Or that they will pay the attention that you want them to pay. To know this, you have to know this audience, right? So we have to start defining the audience, and then looking for them and talking or researching how they. Oh, here. And how they inform themselves. And just after that, starting to create a communication product to try to answer to that, or to achieve your goals. So this third part is more like the how. And how you do it, that's dependable, extremely dependable on what the target audience is and how they inform themselves. After that, you can find, oh, I'm going to create a video, or WhatsApp message, or anything, or I'm going to create a product, or I'm going to create a product with them. You can decide. But the most important thing for today, it's these two steps. the definition of the target audience, and how they inform themselves to make decisions, especially to make decisions. So I bring example, a simple example. It's not from a transdisciplinary project, but Laila said in the first day that sometimes we need a lot of rounds for the project to really be transdisciplinary, and we achieved that. So this is a project that I have the pleasure to work with Alice, too, in that. It's from the Synthesis Center on Biodiversity and Ecosystemic Services from Brazil. And they worked with pollination, and how the goal of the project, it was to understand how pollination can help the farmers, can help the products to be how can I say? To be more productive, the food they plant to be better, something like that. So we did together 2 products, and after that they did a third one that had different target audiences. So the first one was some news for newspapers. We tried to put in the newspapers, and the target were farmers, but big farmers. And the context was Bolsonaro government, and they were trying to change the National Vegetation, Protected Vegetation Law. And these researchers, they found that the natural vegetation that we already have in our law now, they are really good enough to make sure that these pollinators can do their ecosystem services. But, you know, they can increase the agricultural production, but we need to have that natural vegetation protected. So what did we do? Okay, we wrote a text, but we sent it to the Brazilian Agricultural Research Corporation, that's Embrapa. That's a very well-known institute that from where the information are really seen by big farmers for make decisions. So that's not only what we are saying, not only how we were saying, but where do you put it, this information, right? The second product was aimed to executive power and technicians at the federal level. So we wrote a policy brief with some context for the exact same situation, and some recommendations like how can you increase the government, where government buy food for school meals, for example, with the farmers that are okay with the vegetation law, natural vegetation law, they could have some advantages to sell food for the school's meal program, for example. This is one of the recommendations, and a lot of other recommendations for technicians that can implement, technicians and executive power that can implement a way of dealing with the laws that we already have to increase the idea of the importance of the natural vegetation law and pollination. And the third one This one I didn't participate. It was after the end of my participation, but it was really interesting to see that this group started this process with the general public, and we ended with 3 totally different products for 3 totally different targets. So the target of this one were small farmers and technicians at the local level. They have the same message, but in a totally different way, like with interviews and with this illustration characters that can achieve this public in a more efficient way, we can say. Then you can share it on WhatsApp, that how you can see it's really popular in Brazil. And they can reach the agricultural houses, we say, that we have in the municipalities and places like that. That's it. That's just it. How can you look for what's the message you want to say, for whom? And the how, it's important not for you to decide the how based on what you want to, but based on what your public uses, right? That's it. And now.